do a little video. I went offshore yesterday down at North Padre Island, Bob Paul Pier, with a couple of friends of mine. So I kind of want to show you what kind of gear and how I set up my kayak for this offshore excursion. First time out there, so I'm still learning the process of what I need, what I don't need. So let me just go through some of the stuff, all right? Here's the kayak. Okay, we'll start with the back. Of course, you got your little cooler. I took an Engel cooler that's like the 13 or something like that. 13 quarts. Filled it with my waters. It's nice, you know, nice and compact. My fishing rods, I only took 2. I got my Penn 5000. I believe this is the Fierce 4000. This one's an Ocean Reef rod, and this is an ugly stick. Now, one thing when you go offshore or you go fishing, period, you leash it or lose it, because you never know when you might turtle your kayak or you drop a rod or what have you. I've lost a few at Bronick Lake, but going offshore for sure, if you love it, you need to leash it. And a company that does really good leashes is called Keepreelin Adventures out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Here's one of their accessory leashes, Mr. Ryan Cash. He also has made me some customized Rude Dog leashes. So like I said, leash it or lose it. Both rods are leashed. This little mesh bag out with yak gear is leashed also in case it falls out or whatever. I'll show you what I put in this. Water container. You don't have to put this long of a leash on it, but just for video purposes, I just put that on there. Your seat. Your gaff. You're going to need a gaff to gaff the fish, or if you know how to tail grab them or whatever. I bought a gaff, so I have a gaff. I use my seat in the low position so I can lower my center of gravity to the kayak, so I can be a little more stable out there. Like I said, everything is leashed. My camera mount, I got it leashed. If it happens to, you know, pop off, it's leashed. There it goes. I can still grab it. I wrapped it with my keepreelin. This is the actual camera I used on the video, which I like this camera mount. I think it's the Boom 600. See, I already need to wash these out because the salt's already making them a little tight. And I just went yesterday. Here's the accessory. Now, of course, I'm on a hobie. If you're not on a hobie, you can use different accessories or different mounts to fit your needs. With this, I turtle over. You know, I'm not going to lose it. If I'm in the surf, I'm paddling back in, I flip, I won't lose it. It's leashed on there. Got another camera mount. This is a safety rope. Well, not a safety rope, but it's if you do flip, this will help you flip your kayak over, flip it back upright, help you get back on. What happened, if anything happened, I should say. Now, one thing you do want to carry with you is some kind of 100% proof water bag. This is a Artemis. It's a dry bag. Keeps everything dry inside it. What I like to put in here is like my little water propels for electrolytes. Keep those dry. Snacks, I always take some kind of snack. Keep that dry. And you want to put some sunblock. Of course, you know, I'm dark complected because I'm always out in the sun and I don't like to put on sunblock. But anyway, carry sunblock, put it in your dry bag. When you're setting up in the mornings, of course, you have your flashlight, put that back in there. I took an extra reel. I know this is probably a bad camera job, but oh well. I took an extra reel just in case one of those two messed up. I had an extra backup. What else do I have in here? I have a portable charger. If your phone dies, always make sure this is charged up 100%. If not, it's not going to be any good. But always carry one of these. Any kind of fishing expedition you do, shallow waters, you're out there 2-3 hours, your phone dies, you don't have a charger, one of these is plus. This here is the battery pack for the GoPros. I charge this at 100% and I don't need to worry about changing out the battery for my 5. So this will stay on, keep the camera rolling no matter how many hours. I think it lasts about 8 or 9 hours. So it's worth it. It's only like $45 or something like that. But like I said, okay, we're gonna put all this back in the bag. Your dry bag for your snacks, for your waters, because you don't just want to just drink nothing but water, but get some electrolytes back in you. And what I do is I secure this right back here. Once I got everything I need in there, you know, you roll it up. I like to take the air out. Clip it together. Now what I did yesterday is I had it in through here, secured to my seat, and then clip it on there, and it would sit just right here. So it's not going to go anywhere. If I do turtle, it's secured. I'm not going to lose it. I did put a leash on my seat also, just in case. Life jackets. Like I said, I'm not an expert on this, but I always use this one. But going offshore, if you flip your kayak, you're in very deep waters. You want something that you know is going to float. You know it's going to deploy. It's, you know, you tighten it to yourself, to your body, the way you fasten it down. But this one with the high back, this sits on top back here, so it's going to help your head stay afloat. I don't know if I'm too low. And I'll show you. You always want to fasten it to where it's going to be nice. It's not going to slip up on you when you, I don't know if I can get this right. There goes my radio. See, it's leashed. Didn't lose it. You want to fasten it to where it's snug and it's not going to raise up. So it's nice and snug. You don't want it too tight so you can breathe. You need to lower it a little bit, whatever. Now you got your pockets. You can put other little fishing accessories, little things to get you by. Got your whistle. I always keep it in my little pocket. Got a knife. Got my readers. And anything else you need in there, you can just put in your pockets. Put extra liters or whatever you have on there. Now let's talk radios. VHF radio for offshore. Not the little 2 ways. because a lot of times you can't reach the Coast Guard on the two-ways. I got the Cobra, I think it's the MH13 or something like that, 35. No, HH350. It's the floating marine. You can see that. So you got all the channels you need to get a hold of the Coast Guard if necessary. Any emergency channels and the channel 69 that we normally use out there. There's different brands of radios, but make sure it's a VHF radio. This one costs about 120 in that range. Spend the money on it. It can save your life. You need it. This is a necessity to go offshore. I'm not going to say you don't need it. You do need it, because you never know what's going to happen. So you need to be able to contact somebody if necessary, for an emergency. Friend gets in an emergency or what have you. VHF radio is a must. Leash it, because I can always take it off. Sometimes I'll connect it down here, and I'll put it on my little cup holder. I'll just keep it here sometimes. But mainly I have it on my jacket. I'll put it up here in case I fall out. The radio's with me, not in my kayak. All right, so I'm going to take this off. Take this off. Let's walk this way. So, you're probably wondering why I had this mesh bag. A lot of times you can just throw all your gear in there and rinse it all in that bag and hang it, dry your stuff. So what goes in here, it's all of this little stuff, except for my potion, because I drink that. I take a couple of extras, you know me, with the rattle traps, because you're gonna get broken off fishing for kingfish. They're gonna bust your line. So you need extra lures, but you don't need 1,000 extra lures. What I did is have a couple of these. I only take 2 boxes. Some people take more experience or whatever, but they've been out there longer. Just a very few stuff. Of course, large swim baits, because you have larger fish. You can put smaller ones just to tease them, but wire leaders, I got 2 sets of them. This is 45 pound test. It's offshore anglers. Like I said, extra lures. I took these just because you got something with the weight, so you can fish a little bit deeper. Here's your kingfish rigs, which has 3 hooks. A lot of people tie their own leaders with piano wire. I went ahead and bought these because I didn't have any. These I'm going to end up carrying in this Ziploc bag, so they're a little bit more organized. This eel, I tried one, I ended up losing it. I only got 1 hit off of it, but I got a hit, so I might try it again. So, all this stuff here, which is not a lot, like I said, put it all in here. Bags, got the swim baits, 1 pack of leaders, the other one you can carry up in your hatch. Extra lures. And now have my wheels on, that's why this doesn't sit right. So normally this will be in that corner. Just right there in the middle. You might think it'd be clutter, but this bag, I mean, it's just real light. Of course, your waterproof containers. Go in there. Go in there. Put it in the little nets. That's nicely stored away. Extra wire leaders also go up in here. And that's it. Now, safety stuff. Besides your VHF radio, besides your life vest, you want, and you don't have to buy these things, you know, that's totally up to you. But what you do want is a bilge pump. So when you're launching through the surf, you know, you didn't notice that you might have a little pinhole in your kayak, or somehow water got in it as you're going through the surf, crashing through the waves. You open your hatch and you feel your kayak kind of different. You open your hatch in the middle or wherever you notice water in it. This will pump the water out. You know, save your life, you know, get you back on track. This is another must-have. You always want to carry one with you out there. Actually, anywhere you go fishing, it's always good to have one. Something happens, you get water in your kayak, you can easily pump it out. Okay, so that's your bilge pump. Okay, another must-have is a first aid kit. You got your band-aids, you got your, you know, peroxides, alcohol pads, anything you need for some kind of cut. Also take a good pair of pliers that'll cut through wire. If you do get a hook in you, you can cut it off, push it through, bandage yourself up with it, but always carry a first aid kit. And I just put this in this little container here. I ordered this online. It's really handy, as you can tell. The brand is called Gear Lab. The Gear Lab. You can put stuff in the middle here also. And you're probably wondering what this is. I'll show you right now. This is your paddle float. This device, you put your, I guess I'll get the paddle. What you do is you insert your paddle. Okay, you put your paddle inside there. It's kind of crooked. And this acts like a buoy. you push down on it, this is going to push up, so it's going to help you either put your leg on here and get back in your kayak. It'll act like leverage. As you're trying to get in, you're pushing down, and this is pushing back up, so it'll help you get your leg up or get your body back into your kayak. This is another good thing. It's not a must-have, but it's good to have. It's a good safety equipment just in case, especially if you're going offshore in deeper waters, or even if you're lake fishing in deep waters and you fall off your kayak, nobody around to help you. You just calm down, get your thing up, your float, and get it going. And they're easy to deploy. That goes back out. Just roll this thing back up. And it's ready to go. Store it back up. Like I said, a lot of these stuff aren't mandatory, but they're good to have. You don't want to say, man, I should have had that. You know, and you didn't. Now you're kicking yourself in the butt because you're in a predicament. I bought this little bag so I can carry it all together, so I don't have them all separate. And what I do is I normally have it on top of my fish gear, on my fish bag. If I'm not carrying a fish bag, like when I go fishing at the lakes, I just set it right there in the middle, and I clip it, and it's good to go. Here's my mailman. How's it going? You're gonna be on YouTube. He's delivering our bills. All right, take it easy. And that's pretty much all the gear I took for this offshore trip. Like I said, it was my first time going offshore, and I'll be putting out the video with this clip, so, or after this clip, not sure yet. But anywho, also a knife, a good knife. You never know when you're going to need it to just cut your line off or anything like that. But oh, also, I'm getting close up, a throw rope. You never know when your buddy might flip. Somebody's out in the water, somebody you don't know, they flip over. You can throw them this rope, help them pull in or pull their kayak, and it's another little safety device that I do recommend always having one with you. But if you have any other questions or comments, I know, like I said, I'm not an expert at this, but I just wanted to give you a little information on how I set up my kayak for this offshore trip. Not a lot of gear, less is more. I did wear these Anetic leggings for sun protection, and my sea level apparel face buff, because it gets hot out there and I'm already dark as it is. But anywho, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.